If you really want to get married to me, then you're gonna have to cut ties to your family.
What?
It should be easy for you to do something like that for me, right?
Connor, what are you talking about right now? By the way, why would you be so sudden about this? When you proposed to me a little while ago, you never said anything about me having to leave my family behind if I wanted to marry you. What's happened to you?
I told my parents that I'd already proposed to you and everything, and that I was waiting on an answer from you. And, well, having said that, both of my parents went and had someone take a look into you and your family.
They're taking a look into us? Well, I guess I can understand, sort of, why someone's family would want to do that to the family of their child's fiancé before they actually get married. But you and I have been together for a while now, and both of our families know one another well enough where something like that shouldn't be warranted. And considering this is my family we're talking about, there isn't anything strange about them that would cause you guys to not like me anymore.
And that's what I thought about your family at first as well. But your mom, she works in a factory, right?
What? Yes, that's correct.
And the same goes for your little brother? He works for a different company, but within a factory all the same, right?
That's right. And they actually do work for the same company, but my mom is working in the main factory while my brother is working in a branch factory in the next city over.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard about that.
It is? Well, I guess we never did really go into detail about where those two are working currently, besides me just telling you the name of the company itself. But that's all you really seemed to care about asking me at the time, so I never went into further detail. Is there some kind of a problem with that?
There's a major problem with that. I was already told by the both of my parents that they're against us getting married due to you not having a father. But after telling them that both your mother and brother work for a large company, you should be just fine as my wife and will work for the same kind of company. Both of my parents are happy because the name of that company alone carries a lot of weight in terms of status, and so my parents said they'd be fine with you as my wife. But just fine.
Huh? Wait a second, Connor, what do you consider my family to be?
I assumed that since they both worked for that company, you would be the same, all working as office workers or maybe even businessmen. However, after having a look inside your family with the help of my parents, what did I find? They're both working in the factory and low-level employees at that.
Hey, what is actually going on with you right now? What is this all about? What do you have against two people that work really hard to make a living in a factory? Both my mom and my brother happen to be really good with their hands and wanted to work in places like that because it suited their strengths. That's all, Connor. And it's not like either one of them are poor right now either.
Listen here, May, you still don't get what I'm trying to say to you? I'm trying to explain to you that two people working in a job meant for lowlifes are no use to my family and I.
Huh? Did you just call their line of work one for lowlifes? I'm not sure what about their jobs has anything to do with being lowlifes, but what you just said there was very rude, right?
May, stop derailing this conversation.
I'm not trying to derail things.
What I'm saying to you right now is that if you do not cut ties to that lowlife family of yours, then I'm not going to be able to marry you. You have a responsibility to answer me right now about that. So let me ask you one last time. Do you have what it takes to cut ties to that low-life family of yours so that you and I can marry to become husband and wife?
You're asking the impossible from me.
What?
Now, you listen. I never thought you were the kind of man who judged people off of their career alone.
Then I guess you and I can't get married now. Is that what you really want? All you have to do is leave those two behind, and then you can live the rest of your life with me in happiness.
I don't need you. I don't even feel any love for you now. Actually, I feel pretty resentful towards you now and don't ever want to talk to you or your family ever again.
What?
Thank you so much for showing me your true self right now. Saves me a lot of time having to suffer from learning after becoming your wife. Since I never gave you a full answer to your proposal yet, allow me to answer you right now. No. Goodbye forever now.
Hey, May, you're still living in this small city?
What?
I just saw you out in front of the bus station.
Well, if it isn't you, Connor. It's been a long time since I last heard anything from you.
I believe it's been 3 years since the last we talked.
Looks like I completely forgot about blocking you, huh?
What?
Well, allow me to do that right now. Goodbye forever.
Wait! I have something I want to talk with you about.
What could that possibly be, though? I am a very busy woman right now and don't have time to talk with judgmental assholes like you.
What? Well, anyway, I wanted to say, actually, 4 months ago I got married, and that wife of mine's father happens to have his own company, which I've started to work for now.
Very cool. Was that all you had to tell me?
Hold on, listen to this. After listening to some of the conversations and such there, I hear that you happen to be working for a customer of ours.
Is that right? And?
This should seem like a massive chance for you right now, May.
A chance for what, exactly?
I'm gonna take charge of managing the business this company does with yours. So from now on, you sell me that product for half price.
No way, not gonna happen.
Of course, I can understand one wanting to say that right now, but if you want me to give you a little incentive right now, by halving the price, I'll introduce you to a man I know.
Huh?
Now, isn't this turning out to be a really good deal for you, too? How wonderful! You're no longer gonna have to live the rest of your life as an ugly and lonely old hag.
I have no need for a man. I am married to the love of my life now, and nothing is going to ever separate us.
What? You're kidding me, right? Since when did you get married?
More than 5 months ago now.
You went and got married quicker than I did?
Also, I work in a department that doesn't work with anything like customer relations and such, so I have no ability to do business with you on behalf of this company. Go ahead and take over managing that business all you want, but you aren't ever going to be working with me on anything. So if you're wanting to get things at half price from this company, you're going to have to talk with those in the sales department.
Are you kidding me right now? Yo, seems that my wife knows about you somehow.
She does?
She was laughing under her breath about how you used to be my fiancé at one point. So, you were even looked down upon by most of your friends in the past?
So what you're saying is, your wife used to be an old friend of mine or something?
That's what it seems like to me when I was talking with her about how one of the company's customers had my ex working for them. She asked to see a picture of you. And so I showed her a picture of all of us together from a long time ago when we went out camping with our group of friends. I think we were with our friends from college or something like that.
Oh, is that right? I'm starting to remember who your wife might be now. Her name is Jessica, right? She's the only person I can remember from my past who would make fun of and look down on me because she thought she was so amazing having a father who owned and ran a company.
Well, that's correct. Thanks to you and I never getting married, I was able to get married to the daughter of a CEO named Jessica.
Well, congrats. So happy to see that you got what you wanted. May, it's been too long now. We haven't seen one another since the graduation ceremony from back in college. Jessica. Well, come on now. I was so shocked to learn what I'd learned. To think my husband's ex-girlfriend was you, of all people. And just like I'd always known, you are that poor lowlife of a woman who has nothing going for her, right? Two pains in the ass have become a married couple. Damn it. Huh? I'm not sure what you find enjoyable about getting in touch with your husband's ex-girlfriend like this, but you can't just be coming back to me again in order to make fun of me like old times, right? Well, the thing is, I do have something I want to talk with you about, and that's why I'm texting you again. Soon, my dad is going to be having his company's anniversary party, all right? And I thought that it'd be nice of myself to invite you to that party as well. And since this is a once-in-a-lifetime party for you to be coming to, go ahead and bring that husband of yours along as well, please. This is going to be an eating while standing kind of party, and there will be plenty of foods there someone of your class could never eat. But just be sure not to come and gorge yourself on all of the really fancy foods, because the rest of us high-class people have to eat as well. That party is for Company Inn's anniversary, correct? That's right. And I think it will be the perfect place for you to finally learn what kind of an extraordinary person I am, so that you can no longer talk back to me like a sassy, jealous child anymore. I was already invited to that party as a +1 with my husband, so there's no need for you to be inviting me to it as well. Huh? I look forward to seeing you then. What? Why have you and your husband already been invited?
Huh? The wife of the CEO of my company's parent company is you, May? What? Yeah, what the hell is going on here?
Well, you actually came here today? I'm not sure who it was that invited you to come out to my dad's company's anniversary party, but the fact still remains that you are nothing more than a lowlife who came from a fatherless household where everyone is dirt poor. So, like I was saying to you before, there's a lot of food here that someone of your class would never ever have a chance of eating anywhere else, so please don't look like a hog gorging yourself on all of it. By the way, that man standing next to you is your husband, right? He gives off that aura that any average man working a base-level job would be giving. Now, I imagined him being more ugly than he really is, so I'm a bit surprised by that. Wait, huh? Connor is... Hey, May! Why the hell has my husband just gone over to you and started talking with your husband like that? Why are they shaking hands now as well? My mom and dad are talking with him now too? What the hell is going on here? Who the hell is your husband, May?
Hey, May! Do you think you could talk with your husband about letting me come work for him at this company's parent company, please? I kind of feel bad for asking this after having already been given a job at this company by Jessica's father, but to be straight up with you, working for the parent company of this company means that I'll be getting paid way more in the future and will just look better as well. And of course there'll be something in it for you, too. I'll give you the reward of coming with me to a 5-star resort where you and I can stay in the most expensive suite there for one night together. How does that sound? You're super happy to be hearing that, right? It's pretty amazing that your husband gets to be the CEO of this company's parent company and all, but you've got to admit that he does not look like he does well in bed. If you do as I asked, I'll make sure to please you the same way I always used to under the sheets.
May, give me your husband right now. I am the one who's meant for a man of that class. And of course, you don't have to give him to me for free. I'll give you Connor back if you can do that for me. This is a message that my husband is asking I relay to you. Oh, just like I thought. He really wants me more than you, right? You are disgusting beyond belief, so I'm going to have to say no to that offer with all my heart. What did you say? Now here's something else for you. I have been getting loads of texts from your husband, and it's all so annoying that I am starting to get really frustrated now. Huh? What has Connor been texting you about? If you'd like to know about all the things he has been saying to me, I'll take screenshots of them right now and send the pictures to you. What the hell is all of this? Connor, you bastard! I have an additional message for you. It's not fair for me to just send you all of the things that he said to me recently. So I'm going to go ahead and send him screenshots of all the messages you sent to me as well now. Huh? I really have no desire to get involved in whatever the hell you both want from my husband and I, so we'll be leaving all the fighting between you both now. So please, do what you want amongst each other.
Listen to me right now, you rotten bitch! Who the hell do you think you are going after another woman's husband like that when you have me as your husband right now?
Well, what about you then, Connor? What the hell do you think you're doing asking for her husband to give you a job at his company in exchange for taking her out to a 5-star resort so that you can please her in bed?
As a man, it's my job to do whatever I can to make sure that I have a successful life, right? And that is why I said I would please her for one night if she made me successful.
You have no right offering things like that to her when you can barely even please me at night.
What the hell did you just say? I'm gonna divorce your ass now. Divorce your ass for sure.
Not before I make sure to divorce your ass.
Oh, really? Well, that means we're done then, huh? Then you go and get those divorce papers for us right now and bring them to me.
Late that night, in the corner of a really wealthy neighborhood, the police had to be called out to one decently sized mansion to deal with a domestic assault call. Before the party had ended that night, Jessica came back with divorce papers in hand, yelling for Connor to come out and sign them so they could get divorced. And with all the guests' attention on them, they went back and forth fighting over who was the reason for the divorce, to the point that they started to fight physically. Jessica also screamed about how Connor was trying to leave her father's company to come to my husband's, which left her father feeling even more ashamed than he already was. And so as he asked for all his guests to leave, the police showed up and took care of the situation that had unfolded between those two. Both Jessica and Connor lost ties to all their family, and Connor lost his job working for Jessica's father. One might ask why they never ended up getting that divorce in the end, and the reason for that is because right before Connor was going to sign the papers, he found out how much debt Jessica had put them both in with her crazy spending. And with nobody to help pay that debt off for them, Connor decided that their only choice was to stay together, so that they could work as a team to pay it all off. To this day, they are both working close to 60 hours a week at some base-level jobs, trying to pay whatever they can off while not speaking a single word to one another, making it seem as though they're not even husband and wife. As for my husband and I, and what we did on that wild night at Jessica's father's residence, we made sure to stay out of all the fighting that ended up taking place. And when asked who had called the police on them, I made sure to tell them it was me, since I wanted to make sure they both had to deal with the law instead of hurting anyone else. And so after saying such, my husband and I made sure to tell Jessica's father and mother that we would be leaving, and that it was a very fun party indeed. And not even a month after that night, my husband received a call from Jessica's father over the phone, saying he could no longer bear the embarrassment from that night and would be stepping down. The following day, my husband went out to his company and started talks about having it merged back into his company and taking over their whole entire operation. Not too long after those talks, the company was a part of my husband's now, and his yearly earnings increased by another $100,000. I've spoken with my husband about my family's situation before, and we're thinking that next year we'll be giving $50,000 to my brother and $50,000 to my mother, so that they can take it easy for a while and enjoy some of the finer things. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Letitia, it's been a long time. I have something I'd like to ask you, so I'm wondering if now's an okay time? Oh, well, if it isn't my little sister Blanca. The one that had her boyfriend stolen by me back in college and then ran back home to her parents crying and then ran off to never come back to us for 7 years. I remember you. I understand that I've not come home for a very long time now, but I've still kept in touch with Mom and Dad. And the only reason I moved out of the house back then is because I was already planning on living on my own. And what you did to me was just going on at the same time. And as for that man you said you stole from me, he wasn't my boyfriend anymore, and we had already cut ties to one another before you started to date him. Huh? I told you time and time again to never go out with that man because he was bad news. But you never listened to me and kept saying that I was trying to keep him to myself and that you were so glad you were able to get him from me. Huh? Stop trying to act like you never heard any of that from me. I was never planning on going back out with that man, and the reason for that was pretty clear to me, and I'm sure clear to you now as well. What are you talking about? Don't you remember how you were only ever able to go out with him on Fridays? Well, that's because you were only his Friday girl. What the heck is a Friday girl? You don't know? There's 5 days during the week, before the weekend, Monday through Friday. And he happened to have a girl for every day of the week that he'd go out with. And he'd do that every week, going back to his Monday girl when the week started again. What? Sorry, we got a little off topic there. Now, Letitia. Right now, you're with my husband, Aaron, right? Huh? Coming over to my place to make out with him in my bed is absolutely gross, so I'd like for the two of you to stop that right now. So you found out, huh? Well, you got that one right. Well, I guess that sucks, but at least now I don't really need to explain much. But unlike last time, this time I'm actually going to be stealing your man from you, and I'm not going to let him get away from me after. However, what makes this time even more different is that Aaron is married to you. Well, you're right about that as well. And one other thing. Just one other thing. I have something to tell you regarding me being with your husband now, and it's the perfect time for this. What? I'm pregnant with Aaron's baby. Huh? I think the day that he and I first got together was the day he got me pregnant, since we didn't have any protection then. But I'm sure that's a shock to you, since for the longest time now you've been trying for a baby, yet never got pregnant. So I'm sorry that I'll be the one carrying his kid now. I'm saying that I'm sorry that on our first try, we were able to make a baby together and didn't even have to try. And it seems that Aaron has been wanting a baby for so long now, right? Well, I don't think he'll ever be happy with a defect like you, so I'll be getting married to him now. So this is how you learned about us having trouble making a baby? I see. Well, he and I have been talking to one another for a little while now about getting a divorce and all that comes with it. Really? Every single day, he'd blame me for being the reason I could never get pregnant, and it has started to really wear me down a bit. And recently, I just don't feel like being his wife anymore. What the heck is up with that? Well, this is all great news for you two. Congrats on getting pregnant with him. Huh? Are you kidding me right now? You have no right being happy about us right now. I'm the one that's won, and you should not be happy about any of that. And if that's what you want to think, then go right ahead and keep thinking that you've won. But be aware that I will be getting a settlement from the two of you, so don't dilly-dally on that. Sure, whatever. It seems to me that Aaron is going to be paying for me as well, so you can ask for however much money you'd like from us. I mean, the guy's making around $1 million a year, so he's got the money to pay you off. I see. So that's why you ended up wanting to steal him from me then.
Blanca, I'm sure you've already heard about us from your older sister, but everything she said was right. I've become a dad now, and I need to be responsible for the baby. And not just that, but I've also fallen in love with Letitia now. So there's nothing more you can do to get me to stay with you.
Hold on a second. I understand that we've been married for 3 years now, and you and I have been unsuccessful at having a baby together. But remember that just a little while before, you and I went in and took a fertility test at the clinic nearby? Right now, we're waiting on the results of that test, right? So what are we going to do about that?
Well, about that. As you can see, me getting your sister pregnant pretty much means that I'm not the one with the problem, so I guess it means you're the unlucky one in all of this, so sorry.
Are you really sure that you getting her pregnant is the right thing to base the answer off of?
I have a very good reason to doubt me being the one that's infertile. So I think I'll stick with the answer being that you're the one with the issues.
Is that so? All right then. But when I get the results from those tests, you don't need to hear about them from me, right? I'm okay to keep that all to myself?
Well, I already know that I'm not the one with the problems, so I don't care to listen to you tell me that you are infertile. And besides, I'm going to be the one paying you for a settlement anyway for being with your sister now, so you can go ahead and just stop talking to me from now on. I've already been given the okay from your parents, so I don't need to hear from you later that you want me back.
I'm sure that my parents aren't okay with what's going on here. Rather, they don't want your kid growing up in a messed up family without a father, so they're letting you stay with her for the baby's sake.
Well, what difference does that make? All that really matters to me now is if that baby is going to be a boy or a girl, and I can't wait to find out.
I see. Well, I'm going to ask for a lawyer to help with the divorce papers and the settlement, so you can wait to hear things from them and handle things.
Sounds good. I'll be waiting.
Blanca! Thank you so much for getting divorced from Aaron. So now, starting today, he is officially my man and nobody can touch him. I'm sure you've already gotten the money from him, right? Well, if you have, that means we can stop talking about all of this now. I feel as though there might still be things to talk about later, but who cares, right? By the way, I'm pretty surprised to have learned this, but when you were with Aaron, you had a fiancé yourself, right? I'm sure I did have one, but he was only making around $80,000 a year. That obviously wasn't enough to afford me for the long haul, and seeing a man before my eyes who's making $1 million a year, well, I couldn't just sit around and let him get away. So that's why I jumped on him. I can't believe what I'm hearing, but I want to know if Aaron had to pay that guy off as well for you. Well, of course he has. But Aaron has the money to pay him, so I don't mind. And to be honest, if Aaron wasn't going to offer to pay for me during times like these, I'd leave him in a heartbeat. You seriously only care about people's money, huh? Don't feel so jealous about me getting to have him now, okay? It's only fair considering I'm the one with the better butt, and I have to say that my waist has slimmed down quite a bit. If it wasn't for those two things, I'm sure your little pencil body could have kept him on your leash. By the way, we're planning to hand in our marriage papers this week. And thank you again for divorcing him before my belly started to get really large with his baby. Oh wow, really? That's so great. Blanca, I'm finally at my final month of the pregnancy. Is that so? Well, I'm pretty busy now, so I'll talk to you another time. Wait! I can see that you may want to act all okay about what's happening here, but I can tell you're hurting from all this news. No, I'm over being upset about what's happened, Letitia. You're really going to keep trying to act all tough in front of me? I have to leave my house soon. Slow down for just a little bit longer. I have just a bit more that I'd like to talk about. I get that you might want to get out and get back to whatever work or hobby you're up to, but you're still a single woman with no man to look forward to, so all that work and time you have to get to is for nothing. I'm serious about not having the time right now. I'm going to be late for the plans I have to pick someone up. Oh? You have to get there to see them that badly? Who is it? My boyfriend. Huh? Bye-bye. You already have another man by your side? What the heck, Blanca? What the hell is this piece of mail? What are these test results? Oh, so those finally showed up at your place then. Well, when I was unpacking all my things after moving into my new place, I happened to find that at the bottom of one of my boxes. It must have gotten in there by accident, so I'm sorry for keeping you both waiting on the news. But that's why you're only getting those results from me now. I don't give a crap about how these got here and why. I want to know what all of this means for Aaron. What does it mean he suffers from male infertility? He told me that you're the one that suffers with that crap, not him. And right before the two of us got divorced, we took some tests to see who was in trouble. But I got results back saying there was nothing wrong with me. Huh? Hold on a second. That means that I'm in trouble now.
I'm the one that's got issues? Blanca, why did you never tell me all of this sooner when you got the results in?
Well, even if I wanted to tell you, we had already gotten divorced by the time I got your results, and so I didn't really care to tell you.
But back then, there was still a bunch of time before Letitia was going to have her dang baby, right?
Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't know that my sister was carrying a baby that wasn't your own at the time.
Huh?
You were the one saying that the baby was yours for sure, and telling you both that the baby wasn't yours would have caused her a lot of stress. And it's not good for the baby to stress their mother when they're still inside. Now stop talking to me, Aaron. He's asking to get a divorce from me. We had to make sure that we weren't just tripping about him not being able to have a baby, and so we took the baby's DNA, and it of course showed that it's not his. When we learned that he couldn't give me a baby, I wanted to start thinking of ways to help fix him and all of that, but why the hell did you not tell the both of us this a whole lot sooner? Well, when you were talking about stealing him from me, the results hadn't come out yet for the tests we took. Seriously? Whether you were planning on taking my husband at the time away from me or not, or whether we had been divorced yet or not, I didn't know a thing about him being 100% infertile. But I'll tell you that when we were talking before the divorce, I asked him if he wanted me to tell him the results or not of the tests when I got them, and he said he didn't care. So stop trying to act as though I was trying to set you both up or anything like that, because I tried to help you both. For crying out loud! It seems that my ex-boyfriend has found out about all of this now, and he keeps blowing up my phone about wanting me to test and see if he's the father. Is that right? No matter what I try and do now, this is all screwed the frick up.
Blanca, how about the two of us get remarried? After hearing that you were able to have a baby now, I guess I can't complain anymore about you, so I think it'd be fine being back together with you and all that. And I get that I can't give you a baby, but hey, at least now we don't have to worry about protection in bed, right? Well, I'm totally alright with us getting things cooking again. And I'm sure you are too. I'm going to start filling out our marriage forms and we'll be over at your place really soon. I can't wait for you to be my wife again. I can't believe it, Blanca. I heard from a friend of mine. You've gotten married to another man now. Please tell me you're at your new place now waiting for me to show up, okay? You still love me and want me to be your husband again, right? Blanca, what is going on here? I just went to the apartment that you and I have been living in together. And when I went and knocked on the door for you to let me in, a couple that I've never seen before opened the dang door up. When I asked the landlord what happened to you, she said the day after you and I got divorced, you moved out of the apartment with all of your things. When you do something as important as that, you have to tell me those things, okay? I even heard from your sister that you never go back to your parents' house. So where the hell have you run off to?
I had totally forgotten that I turned all of the notifications from Aaron off, and so the whole time he was texting me, I never saw a thing. But it's been a week now since his last text, and I have to say I think he's given up on trying to get me to come back. Now to start things off with what happened afterwards, The baby that my sister ended up having turned out to be the baby of a man she used to be engaged to before going to Aaron. Letitia tried to go back to him, asking for the two of them to get back together, but that didn't work. And somewhere along the way, her ex ended up getting custody of the baby and taking it away from her. So for the kid's sake, that's a huge win right there. Anyway, after what happened to her, she went back to her old ways of stealing men from other women and one day wound up with a man who's in serious debt. As of right now, no one is really sure what happened to her and that man, but they're off the grid now. As for my ex, Aaron, being divorced for a second time due to the fact that the baby was never his and that he couldn't handle the pain of being infertile, he became super depressed and stopped going out and to work. He was later fired from that job and is now having to deal with all sorts of costly things like not being able to pay for his house and having to pay a settlement to Letitia after getting that divorce. So all I can really say about him now is that he's struggling to swim out of the deep end of life.